What's up? Welcome into the Flame Central podcast presented by OrthoVirginia. Jauch, you all right, Joe? Yeah, kind of low energy here today. You okay?
I'm a little down.
Are you?
Sure. This is Jauch. Jauch tries to be Mr. Positive. He's going to be accused of being Mr. Positive. I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Professor Positivity.
Professor Positivity. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Yeah. You know what? Why don't we need more of that in this world?
Wow,
but
Joe,
you know what?
I mean,
even Jauch gets a little bit down.
Yeah, wow.
Right now, Jauch's a little bit down.
Oh, listen, hold on. But it's not going to be all down today.
No,
all right, we've got some positive things.
Oh, we have big positive.
We're going to talk
major positive
to Lou Combrinck on the show, the hero for Liberty
Lou.
Field Hockey, game winner to send them to the NCAA Tournament. We'll have her on in a little bit. How about women's soccer winning a conference championship? They're going to the NCAA Tournament. Basketball is doing great. There's a lot of positives right now.
Have you noticed a trend there?
Yeah.
All the same people that have been on the podcast recently, Richie McKay, Callie, right?
Yeah.
And Captain Lou. Just now all winning, all just killing it.
Yeah. I mean, this is.
You get some football people on it.
Well, maybe that's it's been us. It's been us all along. That's what it is. All right, so we're going to get to all of that here in just a little bit, but we do have to start with what has Joe's dauber down.
My dauber's down.
Way down.
You know
here to begin this one. 21-17, Liberty football loses to Missouri State. We had the experience of calling that one, so we got to see it up close.
It was a fun game to call.
It got fun.
Yeah. Well, yes. Good point.
There was a long time where there wasn't a lot happening, but there towards the end, it got real exciting. I guess you just want to go there to the fourth quarter and jump into a couple of things at the end.
Probably what the people want to hear.
So let's just get to the most bizarre play. One of the most bizarre. I could call games for the rest of my life and probably not see a play like this develop.
Well, I'll tell you what, folks. Being beside Matt Warner in the booth when that play was unraveling, and I'm watching the play, but in the corner of the eye, I could see like what's going on, going through Matt's head, trying to describe what's happening. It was the play. What was going on in the booth was similar to what was the play that was happening out on the field.
I was unraveling.
You were unraveling. The play was unraveling. That was in complete insanity.
So set the scene. Fourth quarter. Liberty is up at this point by 3. It's 3rd and 3. Missouri State 47. You convert here.
I mean, that was it.
There's 2 minutes left. You convert here. They could still try to take their timeouts to stop you, but you're on the Missouri State side of the field. You've got a little moment, all of that stuff. Well, snap, and it looked like Ethan Vasco was in a little bit of a hurry.
He took off a little early.
They were either going to run either an option to the near side or a design quarterback run. He was on the move, whatever it was.
I think it was that quarterback power. I don't know, but that would be my guess.
You could be right. So a little bit of a hurry. So he kind of ended up trying to catch it here on his right side. Hits his hands, kicks out, scooped up by DJ Westlock. Looks like he's going to take it all the way. And one thing I want to say, because we did not give proper credit on the broadcast.
No, we didn't, and I felt bad about that.
This is my fault. Caleb Ryan, the tight end, hustles all the way down. And it looked like originally, and we were so caught up in all that was happening, that Westlock just running kind of just lost it. But what happened was
Caleb Ryan
came in, punches it out and up in the air, and then Vasco also hustling, which you credited him on the broadcast, also hustling down, and is just right there to haul it in the end zone. And you go from, Missouri State's about to win this thing
they're going to win the game
on a fumble recovery,
scoop and score. They're going to win the game on a scoop and score.
Now,
Flames ball
with a fresh set of downs.
Caleb Ryan, hero. Caleb Ryan,
a moment.
Like, literally, the dude was, and we talked about it and said this on the broadcast, but hey, kids, listen, kids.
Yeah.
Don't ever give up.
Right.
Because Caleb Ryan was on the ground. He went for the original one that went for the ball and was on the ground, got up, chased the dude down, punches it out at the 1 foot line, left it all out on the field for the Flames, and you get the ball back and go ahead, Matt.
At that point, you think,
one first down.
It's over. Like, at that point, you're like, how could Missouri State, who had the win right there, literally like a yard away, how do you recover from that? Like, how do you kind of gather yourself again and go out there and get a stop? And so what they do, so Liberty has it on the 20. You go run for 4 yards to Dickens, run for 3 yards to Dickens, so you get 3rd and 3. And that's the play that I think a lot of people are talking about. You end up going with a pass to your tight end Jacob Jenkins, which throwing it to the tight end there, nothing wrong with that. What happened, though, was he caught this pass 7 yards deep in the backfield is where he caught that. So he's going to have to run 10 yards with the football to get the first down. He ends up being tackled short. They call it 4th and 1. I went back and watched again this morning. It was a full 2 yards that they were short. And so Jamie Chadwell said, boy, he really thought about, should we go for it there? He said he waffled back and forth. I don't think there's much of a decision really there. 4th and 2 on the Liberty 28. If you don't get that, they're already in field goal range with plenty of time. So you had to kick it away once you weren't able to convert. And so Liberty punts away, decent punt. Missouri State gets it on their own 30. And then this is where it all came apart. Missouri State goes 70 yards in just 4 plays for the touchdown. And the big question, and it wasn't, and I'll say this, and credit to Joe, it's not revisionist history to go back now because you were saying it in the moment. Liberty had all 3 timeouts. They didn't use any. And you felt like, boy, it's all slipping away right there. And I think in retrospect, and I know Jamie Chadwell said after the game, he was more worried about keeping timeouts for Liberty once they got the ball back. We can get into some of that in a second. But, boy, the way that was going, and just you had a sense that Missouri State was in total control with what they wanted to do offensively, probably should have called a timeout there, right?
I mean, when we get to that point, yes. Because there's also the part of it, like, the clock had run down. So when they scored the touchdown, how much time was left?
When Missouri State had 27 seconds
27 seconds left. So you've got you're holding on to 3 timeouts for 27 seconds, and that's just they're already in field goal range, right? To send the game into overtime. You didn't need to hold all 3 of those timeouts, and it's even more than that. I think what I felt in calling the game and mentioned that was that you were when they went big play,
22 yards, 20 yards, 15 yards.
Right. So they go 3 in a row, right? You are reeling at that point.
Right.
Like you're watching it slip away. And to me, it's like the use of timeouts is what does the timeout give you for a level of importance, right? That's why you're always focusing. A lot of times I don't like when people will run the clock down and they'll call timeout with like trying to get somebody to jump off sides. They'll run the clock down to 1 second and then they'll take the timeout to save 5 yards. Well, that saving 5 yards, is it worth a timeout, which may mean saving 40 seconds later in the game, right? Which you mean, so I sometimes just take the penalty. But my point was that in that situation, the feel of the game was we have to regroup defensively because we've just been shredded 3 times in a row. And a 7-year quarterback, they know when there's blood in the water, right? And Jacob Clark was feeling blood in the water.
He was dealing in the second half.
He was dealing in the second half, and he was feeling blood in the water. And he was like, we got these guys on their heels right now. And they're going to let us snap another one, not hit the reset button. Why not 1st and 10? Why not take a back shoulder fade, corner of the end zone? And if we don't get it, we don't get it. But we're reeling. They're reeling right now. And we got the opportunity to score a touchdown, and that's exactly what they did. And I just think at that moment, Liberty needed to get together defensively and regroup.
If you follow, what Jamie Chadwell said after the game, you end up with all 3 of your timeouts, but only 27 seconds on them.
Correct.
So what's the alternative?
You don't need all.
Right.
3.
Would you rather have 50 seconds and 2 timeouts, or what? I think you would.
Yeah.
And if you take a timeout and you find a way to hold them to a field goal, well, then you don't need 3 timeouts to get in field goal range, right? Then you don't have to score a touchdown, which is what they ended up having to do after giving up the score. But that was part of the problem for me. I feel like once Missouri State got in field goal range, which it took 2 plays to do that, well, then they don't care about the time anymore. Like, there were times where there was 10, 12 seconds coming off the play clock before they snapped it. Like, at that point for them, they're thinking, great, we're going to let this thing run. So however we score, Liberty's not going to have any on the back end anyway. So if you're going to have time on the back end after a Missouri State score, you got to preserve it by using your own timeouts at that point. Like, Missouri State's not like, they're like, we don't care.
Right, correct.
Like let the clock just run. We're not panicking.
Better off
here.
that way.
Right, like save yourself some on the back end. They weren't able to do that. And then once they got it back, obviously weren't able to really generate anything offensively. But, like, in the end, just a frustrating game all the way around. Liberty 10-0 at the half. They outgained them by, I think it was almost 200 yards. Yeah. Missouri State had 85 yards at the half. Like, they had done nothing offensively. Jacob Clark, I wasn't sure if he would finish the game.
Right.
That defensive line had 4 sacks in the first half.
Yeah.
They were all over him. I think they ended up with 4 sacks, actually, at the end of the game when it was all said. They did. When it was all said and done. What did you see change from half 1 to half 2, specifically on the defensive side for now? Because it seemed like we saw a different quarterback in Jacob Clark. We saw a difference in the pressure that he was facing. What did you see that maybe changed?
Yeah, I mean, the thing that changed was the pressure on the quarterback. And so what you found with Jacob Clark and watching the game was when he was under distress, he wasn't a mobile guy. No. He wasn't breaking out of the pocket and throwing on the run and doing that. When he's under distress, which he was under distress the entire first half, and the way that Liberty did that is he did a couple ways. They consistently rushed 4, and then they brought Bodner on the blitz at one time.
He got 2 sacks.
Hit him right in the back. He had 2 sacks. And so they mixed up their fronts and their blitz packages. But for the most part, I think Kyle Krantz and Skylar McGee felt as if, you always want to be able to rush 4 to be able to get after the quarterback. You can do that. You're going to play a lot better defense. And when they were able to do that and get pressure on him, he was not very good. They blocked the 4 well in the second half. Yeah. And what you discovered about Jacob Clark in the second half was if he can stand tall in the pocket, if he can stand tall in the pocket, he's big, he's got a good arm, he had some good receivers, and he was dropping it into some tight windows. Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and say that, the one first touchdown, the corner's out, I can't remember who it was, corner's out of position, and he just got cooked on the play. It's like that ball was dropped over, like you literally couldn't.
No one else could touch that ball.
You couldn't have placed it in there. Yeah. Like if we would have had, Drew Brees throwing that football, it couldn't have been placed in any better than that, right? And so he got his confidence, and his confidence came from being able to stand tall in the pocket. Yeah. So here's the whole thing, Matt.
Tell me.
And it always goes back to this, that to me, this isn't an issue. This isn't a defensive issue. I thought the defense played fantastic. They didn't get as much pressure on the quarterback, but I always go back to this. Missouri State had 14 points. Yeah. We're in 2025 college football. Yeah. These teams, when you have 14 points with a minute, whatever it was, left in the game, you're playing really good defense. They made some plays. They went down, scored a touchdown. If you give up 21 points in 2025 college football, you need to win every single game. Yeah. To me, it's period, end of conversation. At Liberty University right now, and we thought we were over the hump.
Yeah,
I thought we were over the hump when you score 59 points on Delaware. And then here's the thing. You watch the first drive, the 7-play, 70 yards, whatever it was, first drive, and it was like, did exactly what Coach Chadwell said in the press conference. Yep. Hey, I think we have a chance to attack the perimeter, hit some downfield passes. We talked to Willie Korn in the coaches meeting. He said the number one thing with Ethan Vasco is to get him healthy. Yep. He felt as if he was healthy. He hits Dante Lee Jr. on the corner route, and they're going bada bang, bada boom, down the field, touchdown. I was like, this is
easy.
It looked easy. The 7-play was easy. It was 7-on-7 out there. Yeah. Right? And after that, you start thinking, okay, this baby's going to be rolling. Yeah. Well, and it's drop balls. It's even after all this stuff that happened, you still on a 3rd and 2 have a chance to salt the game away. Basically 2 3rd and 2s that you couldn't convert. That you have a chance to salt the game away, and you can't convert them. Yeah. And so it's like I know we're a team and we're all in this thing together. Right?
Right.
And not that Jauch Talk's trying to over-spiritualize this or anything, but a biblical reference would be like everybody's got their gifts, and the hand does one thing, but all these different other things that you do, everybody's got their responsibility, right? Yep. It's like if the offense is the heart. The heart has got a little bit of a clogged left ventricle right now. You know, it's like over here, the defense, this and that. Well, the wrist might be a little bit sore. They gave up the last drive, but man, there's a bigger problem going on. There's a bigger problem going on in the heart right now, that where it's clogged up, and we got to fix that. And so I think that is, and it's strange to me because it's the 59 points and then the carry over to the first drive. Yeah. And then it's like drop ball, this, that, like not converting on 3rd and 2. It's like, what happened?
Yeah.
Like, you gave up 21 points. Jamie Chadwell offense should win every single game when you give up only 21 points.
And now you say, well, that 59 looks like a lot more of an anomaly than we figured it out. Because they were averaging 19 points per game going into that.
19.
And now you go right back.
Is 19 with a 59?
No, that was before the 59.
Okay.
And so you have that spike, and then you come right back down to earth, and you score 17 in this game. There were some drop passes. There were a few plays that got them off track. Like, I know they talk so much about first down and getting themselves in manageable 3rd down situations. You had like a 10-yard loss on a run to Von Blue. You had another 3-yard loss on a first down to Jalen Cole. So you had those with some penalties in that first half that really threw them out of sync. And then, like, I'm just looking at, we always try to take a look at some of these PFF grades. Ethan Vasco was the lowest graded offensive player on the field in PFF, and was very fortunate because he threw 2, maybe 3 picks that shouldn't have just been picks. 2 of them should have gone the other way for 6 points. Yeah. So it could have been a much different game had those actually been caught. But it just, nothing looked in sync. Even you go back to on that final, it was 4th and 2. Liberty was, before they punted it away, trying to get them to jump off sides, right? And Liberty jumps, and they move early. And so then you back up 5 yards when you're trying to punt it away to seal a game, and now you've just given them 5 yards of field position because you couldn't execute nobody's moving. Like, we're not going anywhere.
How can you
It's 4th and 2. How are we moving?
How can you jump off or legal procedure, right?
Yeah.
When you know you're not snapping the ball.
It's just, I don't.
Like, those are the things that are and don't think, like, everybody gets on the coaches. I get it, right?
Sure.
And ultimately, they are the point man in this thing.
Right.
But boy, it doesn't take a lot of coaching to realize that you can't go a legal procedure when you're not even snapping the ball. You have no intention to snap the ball. So those are the things that, like, there's coaching issues, there's player issues, like, that thing is frustrating. But at the same time, I do want to give that and I've said it, I want to give the defense credit. Like, besides that 4-play 70-yard drive where they were reeling and that guy and Clark was standing tall and making throws, they played a good They played a really good football game.
It is easy to point because that's your lasting memory there. But in the grand scheme of things,
should never come down to that.
If I tell you Liberty's going to give up 21 this week, would you take it?
Every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Every time.
Should be like that with any football team.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
So that's very frustrating, and it's hard to be. That's why, Mr. Positivity. It's hard to be. Yeah. It's hard to be very positive.
So, where do you go from here? That's the question. You're out of the conference championship race, barring a minor miracle, or it might be a major miracle at this point. You've got 3 games remaining, trying to get to bowl eligibility.
Yeah, that's priority number 1.
Liberty has been bowl eligible every year they've been in the FBS, 6 straight seasons, so you're trying to avoid snapping that streak. But you go on the road at FAU, on the road at Louisiana Tech, and then home for the surprise of the conference, Kennesaw State, who has yet to lose a conference game. So that's what's in front of you, and you've got to win 2 out of those 3 beginning this week at FIU. And you've got to do that coming off because this game was billed, and rightfully so. Jamie Chadwell has been saying we're in the playoffs.
Right.
Every game is an elimination game like this. So you have that, and then you drop it. And then you've got to find a way as a team to regroup after knowing that every game's an elimination game and we just lost one.
Now I mean, from a motivational standpoint, you're fighting towards, getting bowl eligible.
Yeah.
But it's just like we knew this, and that's why I was so positive, because we knew this stretch of 3 home games.
Right.
That if you go 3-0 in those things, like, man, you're starting to strut your turkey feathers around, right? And it's the other part of this that is so frustrating is, like, I'll be honest with you, Matt, shoot it straight, and I know the fans are thinking this, is you can't lose to a first-year FBS team.
Yeah.
Just can't happen.
Yeah.
Like, this is a team moving up from FCS.
Back-to-back seasons it's happened.
It's like, that can't happen.
Yeah.
Like, that in itself is like, we're talking about Missouri State is now in the hunt. They can't even play in it.
Yeah.
They can't even play in it. So even if they win out and they're like, oh, we're going to represent Conference USA in the championship game, sorry guys, your first year.
Yeah.
Like, that should never happen.
Yeah.
Never happen.
No, that's tough, and you understand the frustration, certainly.
I understand how the fan base is frustrated.
Yeah.
I get it, right? I get it. Now, with that being said, I am a firm believer in Jamie Chadwell and his coaching staff, right? I really think that they do a great job, and yes, you have to remember, like, everybody nowadays is such a short leash. It's out of control what we're watching in college football, right? 2 years ago, and I understand it was a different football team, and Caden Salter and C.J. Daniels and, those guys, we're kicks and giggles playing in the Fiesta Bowl against Oregon, right? So it's like, it's been a couple years of what it shouldn't be. Right. There is no doubt about that whatsoever. But at the same time, in my humble opinion, that, boy, there's no need to press the panic button. And in this era of college football, maybe there is something to be said about the guys that have a little patience and regroup and stick with their guys and then get through some tough times, and hopefully you come out on the other end. Yeah,
here's the frustrating part, I think, of all of that. And fans say, like, well, what is the trend? The trend is not good.
Right.
Year over year.
Yeah, I get it.
The concern, I think, is, and just the frustration would be, that first season, you get yourself on that stage, and what do we hear from coaches all across all sports? Like, if you get to that spot, you get to that moment, that's a game changer for your program.
Right.
You get to that, and that opens up all kinds of things that you wouldn't get otherwise because you've put yourself in that rarefied air. And it doesn't seem like we've seen any results from that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that. Coach always said, that's it. The type of recruit you can get, all this, and it's like, it went to the Fiesta Bowl, and that hasn't provided a bounce to either stay at that level or continue pushing to another level. It's fallen off.
And I'm not trying to make excuses.
No.
I'm not trying to make excuses whatsoever. But that really was, that Fiesta Bowl year was the real beginning of the NIL.
No, that's true.
Okay, so it was that following year. So now you go into the Wild West the next season, where it's like, wait, how are we going to keep C.J. Daniels? How are we going to keep Caden Salter? And there's some the corner that went to Colorado. I can't remember his name. You know what I'm talking about.
Preston Hodge.
Right? And so, like, how are you going to keep Brylan Green?
Right.
So they're able to keep some of these guys, but now you're dealing with that every year. So it wasn't like the old days where it's like, hey, you got to the top of the mountain here we are. Now let's go recruit these kids that we can bring in for 4 years, and they'll be loyal to the program. It's a different world.
Yeah.
And you're trying to navigate, like, the opposite of that, which is, no, we're not recruiting the best kids to come. No, it's like, how can we keep our best players?
Yeah.
And sometimes that doesn't work out when you're at the G5 level. Like, the best players, the reality is that somebody can go pay them more money, and they can go to Clemson, they can go to Colorado, they can go to, wherever, Miami. And it's a different world. And so now with Liberty and what they have in place from an NIL perspective, maybe it's taken a couple years where it's a time to step back and, like, okay, now how can we turn this into a positive for us obviously against the SEC and the ACC and some of these other schools, you're going to have a hard time,
Yeah,
right?
right?
But a positive for us at the G5 level. And I think that may be where there is more clarity now than there was 2 years ago. And that's why I think that the rope needs to be a little bit longer.
Yeah, no, for sure.
One of the reasons.
It will be interesting to see. We got 3 games left, so there's still a bowl to play for, all that stuff. It will be interesting to see what this next offseason looks like, because as Jamie Chadwell even said in this press conference, every year you're almost starting from scratch again. And that can be a bad thing when you're losing a bunch of really talented guys, or it can be a great thing when you've had a disappointing season and you're able to flip it quick. But this next year, it'll be very interesting to see what it looks like in terms of roster building and how that changes.
And the counter argument to it, and I could hear the fans, talking right now, is guess what? Everybody at the G5 level is dealing with the same thing.
Exactly.
Right? So it's like, don't use that as an excuse because if Jacob Clark had an 8th season, he'd probably be at, he's played around. He's been a few different places.
He's been at Minnesota.
Yeah, and so all these schools have to deal with the same
your point,
stuff.
like Kennesaw State was one of the worst teams in all of college football last year. They're 5-0 this year. So you can flip it quick if you're able to get the right guys in, and it can be done.
And once again, the defense of the fans who are upset, and because Jauch tries to speak for the people.
No, you're of the people, for
He's
the
other
people,
with the people, right? Is that you can talk all you want.
Mm-hmm.
Here is the bottom line. This shouldn't happen at Liberty University.
Yep.
There's too much investment by everybody, and I'm talking administration, coaching staffs, alumni, fan base, the facilities. Like you when you start checking off boxes, like some of these places, you're like go talk to the guys over there at UTEP. I mean, that's a...
Well, or the guy that we just talked to, Missouri State, Ryan Beard, he's the lowest paid coach at FBS. When he was talking to us, he makes like $400,000, which, I mean, for a normal person, that'd be great. But in terms of FBS head coaches, obviously is nothing. And he told us when we were talking to him this week. He said, this is the haves versus the have-nots.
Yeah.
He's like, we're the have-nots. We're going into the Taj Mahal. We don't have anything. Yeah. He's like, we don't get... He goes, he told us, we made the move to FBS, and you know what changed? Not much. It's like, it's not like all this money started rolling in now where he's like, we just have to find a way. And so yeah, like you're right, like that.
I respect that from him, and that is a point of, I think right there is the rub.
Yeah.
In the Liberty fan base.
Sure.
If you want to get into the rub, you want to cut through all the stuff, there's the rub.
Yeah.
Right? There is so much invested in this because Liberty University check every box down the road, and like said, we are all in on football.
Yeah.
We're all in on it. And when it doesn't turn out on the field, then that's fair.
Sure.
That's a fair. So, but there's the rub.
Yeah. All right, we will make bold predictions a little bit later and touch on our Flames fantasy.
Don't talk to Emily.
I'll tell you a story about that here in a second. And get
she brought the baby to the booth.
She did. Emily brought the baby up to the booth while Joe and I were calling the game. She came up at halftime.
And when she brought the baby up to the He knows exactly where I'm going. Can I?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. When she brought the baby, if you follow Emily on social media, the baby is really special, and which she is, of course. Callie's a very beautiful child. But, she brought the baby up to the booth, and the baby was currently in the booth on one of her sleep journeys.
One of her sleep journeys.
She's having a sleep journey right now.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes you put a kid down and they got to cry.
But
it's all part of the sleep journey. And Matt, I honestly think, since that she, I think you would be a really good sleep coach.
I think so too.
I think you would.
I actually asked Emily if that's a pretty lucrative kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's a business for you in that.
I think so.
I mean, I'd be a good sleep coach.
Yeah.
And my philosophy is put the kid down. Kid cries, the kid eventually will stop crying.
That was sleep.
So that was a Jauch. That was a Jauch family
for 500 years.
It's worked for a while. That was a Jauch family sleep philosophy right there.
Yeah.
They'll stop crying. Don't worry about it. But
all right,
first child.
Right, you figure it out as you go. Yeah. No, we're excited.
She's gonna be so mad at. She's already mad at me about the sleep journeys because I won't stop about it.
I know.
And now I'm making it worse.
I know.
She's not watching. Don't worry.
All right. we're going to get to some positive stuff. Basketball,
Oh, yes.
women's soccer, all that. But we're going to start with field hockey, a huge Big East championship. They're going to the NCAA tournament, thrilling win. And we had on the star of that game-winning goal, Lou Combrinck.
Lou.
All right, we've got some hardware in the house now. How about a couple of trophies? Regular season,
winning,
tournament title in the Big East.
Winners.
And Lou Combrinck is here to talk about it. First off,
unbelievable.
You know, Liberty wins. They win the championship over UConn. Tough game, overtime, 2-1. Lou with the game-winning goal.
And you know what the fans in the stands chant on the game-winning goal? Lou. Or you go Lou, Lou. I'd be going Lou.
They should. If they weren't, they should have been.
Yeah.
Before we get into some of the other stuff about the season and where you guys are headed now in the NCAA tournament, take me in to that kind of moment, how that goal developed. Walk me through it.
Okay, so I think obviously going into overtime is not ideal. We're all pretty tired, and getting a corner in overtime. Getting a corner in a game is great, but getting a corner in overtime, they have less defense. So for us, it opens up a lot more opportunities. So we'd originally run a different corner before they called the one I was going to. And it kind of had got picked and hit a foot. So we moved to the corner that involved me. And it's pretty nerve-wracking because that corner, you either determine whether you want to like one-time the ball or you want to stop it and flick it over the goalkeeper. So it's really about the goalkeeper's positioning. And that's got to happen very quickly because the ball comes to you, and in that moment you've got to make a decision. Yeah. And we'd run that corner already in the game, and I'd one-time sweeped it, and the goalie had picked it. So now it just kind of came down to would she kind of do the same thing she'd done?
Yeah, right.
The mind game.
Yeah.
And the ball came to me, and the ball was a little more behind me, so that kind of already eliminated the opportunity to one-time it. So the goalkeeper stood up, and I saw kind of the gap between her and the first post, and just flicked it in, and it went in.
And then it did black out. Like what? Like,
oh my
then
gosh.
Do you even remember what those first couple of moments were like?
No, you kind of get hit with all the other players running, and you're kind of like, oh my gosh, it went in. Like I didn't.
We did it.
Yeah, I didn't expect it. So it was incredible.
Unbelievable. Yeah, pressure-packed moment. You were the most outstanding player of the tournament, which I know is a huge honor for you. And now you're back in the NCAA tournament. Now, take it through. Here's the roller coaster of this day for you. You play a championship game.
Yep.
You go to overtime. You win in overtime. You celebrate. You show up at the basketball game with the trophy and all that of the team. Then you have to go back to, I guess, where'd you guys watch? 10 o'clock was the selection show.
At the field house.
At the field house. And then you find out who's the next. But all of this happening in like a 10, 11-hour span.
It's an emotional roller coaster.
Roller coaster. It had to be.
Yes.
Did you all just, you all had to just be exhausted by the end?
By the end of the day, because it kind of, you win the championship, like you said, and it's so exciting, and then your brain turns to the next thing. Like, who are we going to play? Where are we going to play? And obviously, before the show, you don't know where you're going. So it's a big pressure moment. I remember sitting there watching the show and suddenly being like, I'm so excited about the trophy and that we won, but now like I really care about who we play and where we're going. So yeah, I must say by the end of the day, everyone was feeling very happy, but very, very tired.
Yeah, I would think so.
And you're playing?
Syracuse.
Yeah, Syracuse at the Princeton region.
Yeah.
Syracuse. Now I know there's been some history. They knocked you out. Was it 3 years ago?
Yeah, I don't like them.
2023. So
okay, so a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I guess, what do you remember just about meeting them previously? There's a little history there.
There's a little history. I remember it was quite a frustrating game. We were definitely in control that game. I remember we played the first half, and I was like, oh my gosh, like we've got this. Like we're gonna, Lord willing, win, and we didn't. That's okay.
Oh.
But I remember that our styles are quite different.
Okay.
Liberty Field hockey is a little bit different than Syracuse. I think they play we call it like very pretty hockey. They like to pass the ball and then they find the perfect moment, whereas we're a little more like gung-ho. We like to go a little more direct, which I think provides a very entertaining game, and we like that. If they're going to full press us, we're gonna capitalize on that. And we've had a lot of teams this season that have like sat back and packed all their numbers in, which has been really hard for us to play against. In all honesty, we've had to.
But a lot of close games.
Yeah, a lot of close games, and when you pack all your numbers in, you never really get those numbers up situations. So we're hoping that Syracuse comes out and like full presses us, puts all their numbers like spread over the field, because that's when we play our best hockey. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, you guys, it's interesting. This season, you have 2 losses on the season. To now number 1, UNC, 3-1 game, close one on the road.
Yeah.
And to now number 4, UVA, 1-0 game on the road. Like, those are the only 2 times. Like, do you feel like you are as prepared as you could be to go into now an NCAA tournament situation?
Definitely. I think those games were really, really close against, like you said, really top teams. So for us, when we did lose, it was sad. We wanted to win those, but it was definitely a situation of being like, look at the goal difference. Like, that is so small. We were so close, and we had specifically in UVA, we had a lot of good opportunities that we just didn't capitalize on. And I think especially having gone into overtime with the championship against UConn, like, I think we are as prepared as we can be. We've, with this season, we've gone into overtime, we've gone into double overtime, we've gone into shootouts. So we've kind of done every phase of play that we've needed to and practice that. So I think the team definitely feels very prepared to step into this week.
Strengthened through the fire.
Yes.
You've been strengthened through the fire. Now, so explain to us, correct me if I'm wrong here. So you have like some play-in games, and then basically there's like 16
So
teams?
you're in the Sweet 16 already.
So you've got these other teams that are out there, and then they get in, and then you're in that 16, and you're in a four-team pod, right?
Yes.
And so you play Syracuse, and then that game is going to be a bloodbath.
You like that.
I like doing that. That's just fun to do. There's history in that, sir. I don't know if you know that or not. But so you got, and then obviously Princeton. Who's Princeton playing?
They'll play the winner of Fairfield and Boston U. So they'll play the winner of that kind of play.
Fairfield and Boston U, Syracuse, Liberty. And then so Liberty wins that game. They play that. Both those schools, you know what they are? Smarty pants.
Yeah.
All those schools, they're a bunch of smarty pants schools. We're going to take them out. Not that Liberty's a smart school, but we're not. There's a difference between being a smart school and smarty pants school. They're a smarty pants school. And then on to the next one.
Yes.
That is very exciting.
When it comes to this, and you've done this long enough now, being a senior, it feels like in these NCAA tournament games, you could almost just say, you know what, let's just start in overtime and just go sudden death. Doesn't it feel like that? It's so close, and it's always, you feel like, goes to overtime or the final moments. There, it is just like one little mistake or one little opportunity, and there it is. That's it.
No, I've definitely felt that, especially when we've scored a goal early and then a team responds a little bit later, like in the third quarter, and you're like, gosh, I wish the game had ended already, because we were winning. So that's definitely, like, this postseason NCAA play. It's kind of about holding out that goal or responding at the right time. And we felt that yesterday with UConn. Just they had responded, and it was 1-1 for a long time, and who was going to make the next move. So definitely going to NCAA play, focusing on, can we get an early goal and then hold that lead.
Yeah. So is field hockey similar in many ways to soccer, where if a team feels as if they're outmatched? You said it right there. You talk about the numbers. Like they can, like, we feel like if we're spread out with these guys, like, we're going to have a hard time keeping up with them. They're going to score more often. So we're going to play more of a defensive game and limit the space that they have in order to score goals, and then just try to get them over and hope you get in overtime, get a break or something. Is that sort of the general philosophy teams play against you?
Yeah, field hockey is very structurally similar to soccer with tactics like that, and that is something we have felt all season, is that teams have come in, and instead of pressing us and, like you said, spreading out the field, they have packed all 11 of their numbers between the 25s, which is, it's very hard for us to play through, because we like to use our central players. Our central players are very skilled.
Space.
There's no space, so you can't ever, look for the direct pass and then look out. We've had to throw a lot of overheads. We've had to look for longer balls, because teams have just done that, because we believe when they do spread us out, that's when we're our most dangerous. So pack all their numbers in, then it's 11v11 the whole game, instead of having numbers up situations.
Yeah. So does that, when you get into these 16 teams here, and everybody thinks they're good, right? Will that philosophy change a lot with, like, Syracuse thinks, okay, we're as good as these guys, we'll spread it out more and not have to play as defensive game? Will you see more of that open field play now that you're in the NCAA tournament?
I think definitely, it's funny, Coach Nikki spoke about it yesterday. She said exactly that. These teams don't want to have to change their game plan to suit us. They know they're good. Yes. Yeah. They know that they're good, so they're going to do exactly what they know they're good at. And I believe most of these teams don't like to pack all their numbers in. That definitely limits their own attack. It limits so many things about their team. So we're excited, and we're hoping that, and we believe that teams will come out and they will full press us. They will come down our throats, and that's exactly how we like to play. We like to play and respond to that.
Yeah. I love that. By the way, you guys this year, you look at just like the stats, so balanced. That's something we've talked about a lot on the show, is like, it's just somebody different every game. What's it been like this season, having so many weapons on any day? It could be somebody else stepping up.
I think it's been really cool, because everyone performs different on different days. Everyone has stood out in different matches, and if you are just relying on, and it's okay to have someone who's the main goal scorer and main person with assist and has the most points, but I think when you do have people who perform differently on different days, it's cool to see who shows up, and it's cool to see who ends up, converting on those points. And it's been fun to rely on different people. And like we said, the stats have been pretty even overall, and I think that makes us a very well-balanced team. I think we don't have someone who is an outright star who's won all these different games for us. It's always been a team effort, and I think that will really carry us well into the postseason.
Well, we don't have a star, but we do have a most outstanding player. So, I mean, yeah.
He's a mop, most outstanding player.
Some people would call that a star, So that's all I'm saying.
And you are from South Africa, and how did you end up at Liberty from South Africa?
I was recruited during the COVID year. And it's hilarious. I always said to my parents, I'm not moving away from home. I will go to the college that is 15 minutes down the road in South Africa. I just don't want to move away from home. And during
you
COVID,
moved away from home.
Boy, I moved away. I got a message just about the opportunity of studying in America. And I kind of looked more into universities and decided I really liked the look of Liberty. The Christian aspect just set it apart from, honestly, any college here and in South Africa. And I reached out to Jodie Connolly, who was on the team at the time, and I'd gone to high school with her, and I asked for Coach Nikki's email, and I emailed Coach Nikki a video of me playing and said I'd love to come, and she said yes. So
That's great, and it's been all you hoped it would be.
Yeah, oh my goodness, it's been absolutely incredible. I think the hockey, the level, and being able to, we train like professional athletes, which is just something South Africa just doesn't offer. But more importantly, the Christian aspect, being able to grow my faith while playing the sport that I love.
Awesome.
Well, listen, we did a feature on her, and you can check it out. It's on the Field Hockey social media. It's on our YouTube about her story. Gone through a lot of injuries to get to this point, but your perspective.
Who needs knees?
No one.
Your perspective, though, through it all was really, really impressive. Very mature perspective, and you don't want to get looking ahead too far. But how sweet would it be now, after all of that, to go on a little run here and maybe make something special happen?
It would be incredible. I think, like you said, you don't want to look too far ahead, and winning the championship alone is so exciting. When the last time we won it was 2022. That was my freshman year, and I'd actually torn my ACL, so I didn't play in that game. So being able to now win it my senior year and being part of the game was very exciting. But winning something big in the NCAA tournament would be incredible. I think this team is resilient. We have worked very hard for it, so I think it would kind of be the cherry on top.
Just get that first one out of the way, and then it gets rolling. The first one's the hardest one.
Get that one.
You get that one, and then here we go.
Now, one last question from me. Then we'll let you get on to winning championships. So now that I was thinking, I'm a pretty big field hockey guy. I know the analytics of every game. But now, as you can tell, but now, when teams are packing you in, you're mostly going to be on the offensive side of the field. Now things spread out a little bit. It's really now potentially is going to be your defense that probably hasn't seen as much action this season, and the goalie probably hasn't seen as much action. That is really going to have to step up. Am I correct about that?
Very, very much so. The beginning of season, like I said, teams weren't packing us in. They kind of hadn't seen this team do its thing. So our defense was. We honestly were shouting them out a lot. They were helping us in a lot of games, and they help us in all the games. But definitely our attack, like you said, has been on the rise and been showing up in these games. So just focusing on defense this week, like doing the little basics that we know how to do, and that kind of got us to where we are. We kind of say the defense has won us a lot of the games this season. So can we still execute those same things? And that starts from the forward line all the way back to our goalkeeper.
Nice.
Cannot wait. 2:30 on Friday against Syracuse. Bill, do we know where we can watch that? Bill? ESPN Plus. Is it? Good. I hadn't seen it. ESPN Plus.
What day did you say? Tuesday?
Friday. 2:30. If they win that, they would play. We're taking one game at a time. We'll just say that. It's Friday. Friday, Liberty, Syracuse. We've got something for Syracuse. I think we owe them one. We owe them. Lou, great season. So happy for you to build
Captain Lou.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Captain Lou Albano.
Yeah.
Captain Lou.
Yep.
I just like that.
So happy for you to finish with an incredible goal, win a championship, and now let's just see where this thing ends up.
Captain Lou, here we go.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Great talking to Lou. Such a nice kid, especially with all she's been through. Again, check out that feature if you haven't seen it. Really happy for her, and we'll be watching Friday.
Captain Lou don't play around.
Didn't mess around.
That's a fighter.
Listen.
That's a fighter. That's what you're supposed to be.
Yep.
Right there. That's the Flame spirit.
That's true.
The Flame. What was it? I don't even know the guy's name. The name of the tight end that knocked the ball out.
Oh, Caleb Ryan.
Caleb Ryan.
That's right.
Captain Lou, Caleb Ryan.
They're our Flame of the Week.
They're Flames of the Week. They're fighters.
First ever Flame Central podcast presented by OrthoVirginia. Flames of the Week.
Yeah, Flames of the Week. Done.
Yeah, excited for them Friday. And remember how fun it was when they went on that run to the championship game a few years back. It was so cool seeing how many people are suddenly like, you watching the field hockey game? Yeah. It's like, people hadn't watched that sport 1 minute in their life. We're locked in. That's what a postseason run.
I mean, I'm watching it, telling them what they should be doing.
Right. Yeah, well, that's pretty typical. Even if Joe doesn't know, he's still gonna tell you what you should.
They're running the pack line. They're on the pack line defense.
Yeah. I love that. All right, hey, men's basketball. Let's get talk about something that's positive on campus.
Tell me where the party's at. Hoop.
The Field of 68 tip-off was on campus this weekend. Liberty played Charleston on Friday.
Oops.
Florida Atlantic
done
on Sunday. You beat Charleston 90-75.
Easy.
You beat FAU 88-68.
Easy.
Liberty's 3-0.
Done.
They are balling. To go against those two teams.
Too easy.
Who have been really good programs. And you average 89 points a game against the two of them. From beyond the arc, Caden Matheny was unbelievable in these two games. Brett Decker has been, I think he has now 18 threes in 3 games.
It's time to get decked out.
He is, and you remember when Richie was on?
Yeah.
And I brought it, and he's like, oh, you're going to talk about Brett Decker. Listen, I'm not just on the bandwagon. I'm driving the bandwagon.
You're decked out.
Now. I'm decked out. He has been unbelievable to start the season. By the way, it was Zach Cleveland missed a triple-double by, I think it was 2 rebounds or 2 assists, 2 rebounds made on the first game Friday. He missed a triple-double by 1 point on Sunday. So that's how good he's been as well. Just
Cleveland baller.
They are so fun to watch. And both these games, you look across the other bench and you see like Charleston, 7-2, 7-1. Whatever. You look over at FAU, 6'10", 6'11", 6'10", all these high major transfers that have come in. And Richie McKay basically says,
dissection.
That's fine. You want to guard us on the other end?
Perimeter.
You want to bring your 6'10" guy out on Brett Decker or Caden Matheny? Oh, good luck. We'll take our threes on that end. You throw it in the post down here and get one every once in a while. We'll play that game.
You want to play that game? They did. Play that game.
That's what they did. And Liberty
losing
torched them. Liberty was shooting almost 70% from the field late in the first half. They were unconscious.
Hey, who was it? I saw the video. Because I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen much basketball, but I saw the video of the dude drove, like, not really baseline.
Yeah.
But drove.
J.J. Harper.
Harper.
He's the D2 transfer.
Good.
And listen, we don't talk about him because he hasn't put up monster numbers. They put him, he's like, I'm going to look right now. I think he's like 6'5" or something, maybe not even that. He is 6'5". They're putting him on 7-2.
Yeah.
Guarding him.
Yeah.
What did he do against Charleston? First play down, steal, takes it down, dunk. Like he threw down on the 7-2 guy late in that ball game. Oof. He blocked a 6'10" guy early in the FAU game. He is a defensive menace and has been fantastic for them. Here's all I'm going to say. And I know Richie doesn't like this. He's just keep the expectations.
Richie, just take it easy.
If Isaiah Enan can get healthy and stay healthy, which is a big if. He's had a lot of injuries.
Matt Warner right now is sitting on the edge of bowl prediction right now.
If he can get healthy.
I know this guy.
And be even 75% of what he was a year ago when he was playing early in the year.
Bowl prediction time coming.
I mean, this season.
Bowl prediction.
This season could rival that 30-win campaign that they had when COVID killed the tournament.
Are you doing a 30-win bowl prediction right now that we can look back? Can we look back from what is today, November the 10th, 11th, something like that?
Yeah, the 10th.
November 10th. Can we look back and go that Matt Warner made? Jauch wouldn't be afraid to do it because he tells the folks where you heard it first. Do you hear it first from Matt Warner that Liberty will win 30 games this year?
They won 28 last year.
Come on.
Give me
30. I don't even know if it's bold.
Give me 30.
You're calling it?
The only hesitation.
Yes or no?
Yeah, let's do it. 30. They give it 30.
you.
The only hesitation is they haven't played away from home yet. So that is that's a difference maker. I want to see them on the road. They're home next week from today. So they have a week off against Carolina University. Win. Then they'll go to the Terry's Chocolate ESPN event in
kind of chocolate?
Florida. Terry's. You ever had Terry's chocolate?
No,
I don't believe I have either. But we were a big Russell Stover's house growing up. You know what I'm talking about?
You know the
sampler?
Oh,
yeah.
Did you like the sampler?
Well, no, I like the caramels.
Life is like a
the
box.
caramels. Yeah, you don't like you don't.
Yeah, I don't like.
Yeah.
I'm a big Dove chocolate guy.
Oh, are you?
Oh, they're so
Okay, those are good.
They're milky.
But you go Vermont there. You could get Rhode Island, Towson.
Oh.
Bradley's in that tournament as well. So there will be some challenges in that event. You also still have NC State on the road, December 10th.
Oh, please beat them.
That could be a fun game.
Please beat
You also go on the road at Dayton on December 20th. So you have some tough road contests
Dayton, Ohio.
on the road. So yeah. So those will be a couple to keep an eye on as we get later in the season. But you can't start much better than they have. They put a hurting on both of those teams.
Let me tell you, I'm telling you, there's another thing too that people aren't talking about.
What's that?
Yeah, there's a difference maker with Liberty, and I think you're gonna see an even deeper toughness.
What's that?
And that is Richie McKay getting Kyle Rote on that basketball staff.
Yeah.
I think Kyle, that guy's going to get him. He brings a level of toughness there that these, as a coach, not a player, as a coach, that some of these guys are unfamiliar with, and they're gonna learn quick. You better lace them up a little tighter, boys.
The fun thing is watching, just because this team has been together, or this core has been together, they have so much fun.
We're having fun.
Like when we talked to Kay Matheny, Colin Porter before the tournament, and they said, you could look at it as our last go round, whatever. They're just trying so hard just to be like, enjoy every single time they get a chance to play together. Yeah. They know there's only so long you can do this. Like, they're having a blast doing it. Unbelievable performance. So great start to the season for them. A couple other things. Women's soccer, conference championship. They played Missouri State as well. They won 3-0. We talked to the commissioner about that during the football game. Lauren Flax, freshman with 2 goals. Judy joined us.
Judy.
Ivy Gardner had a goal as well. Ivy Gardner set the Conference USA record. 5 goals in a single tournament. Had never been done. I believe it's like 6 or 8 straight games now she's scored.
Poison Ivy.
Liberty's defense, here's your stat. Liberty's defense gave up 7 shots on goal in the tournament. Ivy had 5 goals by herself. That's unbelievable.
Solid.
What a season.
That is
They
solid.
find out where they're headed in the NCAA tournament today at 4 o'clock is that selection show.
That's like let's see, those are where Ian McCaw, the athletic director, he strutting his turkey feathers around on some of these other teams. That's outstanding.
So credit to them. Men's soccer, they're in the midst of the OVC tournament. They won their first game. So I believe that puts them in the semifinals now. So they're trying to see if they can get to the postseason as well in Kelly Finley's final year coaching that team. All right, you want to go, well, we got some mailbag. You want to hit some mailbag?
Oh, yeah.
I bet you figured.
I haven't heard the mailbag at all. I don't get no pre-mailbag. So let's go mailbag.
All right, we got Bob, our friend. He basically.
What do you say, Bap?
He said, can we just talk about women's soccer and just talk about basketball and just talk about field hockey and keep it positive?
Oh, Bob wants to keep it positive.
He's like, he was a number of things
Sometimes
he was frustrated with, but also he was frustrated with the crowd on Saturday because he said it was such a perfect day. And it was. That weather,
perfect.
Unbelievable. So nice out there. But yes, he's frustrated. Bottom line, frustrated with football, but he's very, very happy with what's happening in other places. Here's a question we got from Colin. And we've gotten variations of this throughout the years, but we'll tee it up again. He says, what do you feel like is the current long-term goal of Liberty Athletics? 5, 10, 15? Is it trying to get into Power 4? Are they happy staying in Conference USA? What do you think?
Get in the ACC.
ACC?
That's a long-term goal because I think there's going to be moves made. And will there be a window of opportunity opened up for Liberty to be in there? And which I think is, if you have who are the teams that the SEC Big Ten? They're after Carolina. They're after Virginia. Is that one of them? Maybe Clemson, Florida State. Right. So if you have some of those that leave, could there be a window of opportunity where that's very doable? Because from obviously the ACC has completely changed from a geographical standpoint, but the geography of it does make sense. You know, from Wake Forest to Duke, NC State, you know, like you've got the geography, local geography, that does make sense.
Yeah.
And I know that's not as big a factor, obviously, anymore when Cal's in the ACC and SMU's in the ACC. But, I would think, and I have no inside information on this, but I would think that that would be the long-term goal.
Yeah. All right.
Which is like, when you look at it, if that was to happen, you know, the Clemson, Florida State's, Carolina, like you look, all sports, right? If those schools were to leave, and then you look at what's left, it's a next step up, and it's very doable for Liberty to compete athletically.
Having said that, don't you feel like putting yourself in a position where you've been successful at this level would help? I know there's more factors than just have you won lately, but that's why, like, over these conversations, I've always said, like, yes, that's the goal. You dominate where you're at.
100%. I mean, like, once again, you're looking at 5 whatever years down the road.
Right.
I mean, you're going to have a run in basketball and football. Let's be real here. In basketball and football, where like you've rolled off some championships in a row, and you're showing that you're dominant, and you will be good fit for the strength of the league.
Yes.
Moving forward.
Yeah. All right. One more from Bill. He said they were at the first men's basketball game. Awesome. He said it was electric, but at one point there was a sudden lull in the crowd. A few fans commented. He said something's missing.
Why such a lull?
He said everyone started kind of agreeing and echoing. Finally, he said somebody stood up and was like, "Something's just not the same here."
It's not.
They couldn't put their finger on it. But then he said a guy in front of me stood up and just pointed towards the press table and said boldly, "It's Emily. Yes, it's Emily. She is not in the building. Her chair is empty. We need Emily." And he even sent a picture of her empty chair sitting there at the scorer's table. He said he wants her to know they miss her. The fans miss her on this podcast. And although he did say we're doing a great job in her absence, and that's absolutely true. Thank you, Bill. You nailed that. And he hopes Emily's doing well. He's looking forward to having her back. And we haven't decided yet, Bill, if I'm being totally honest, what we're going to do. I feel like we've got a good little vibe going here. But we'll see. We're playing it by ear. We'll see how it all goes and when she decides to come back.
Bill, we agree with you 100%, but you have to understand something, and that's very important. Baby Callie is on a sleep journey right now. And until that sleep journey is complete, then we're just going to have to miss Emily. We love her, and we look forward to having her.
Absolutely. All right, let's get into first off, none of us got a point in the Snell scoring system, our bold predictions, because we all took
what was it, Liberty?
We all took Liberty.
How are we doing?
We all missed there.
I'm more worried about fantasy.
Oh, do you want to do that now?
Because let's do that first. You had the top running back, but I had 2 top receivers.
Flames fantasy. Here's how it went for Joe. Jamari Person, 5.3 points. Dante Lee, 7.2. 8.2 from Reese Smith. 12 from Christian Bodner. 4 from Damon Harmon. So everybody scored.
That's not bad.
36.7 points.
Solid.
You're up to 245.3. I'll skip to the chase. Emily only scored 8 points.
Yeah.
All right. I had Juju Gray out for the year.
Boom.
So I'm going to have to make a move there. In fact, can I just say right now, I'll pick up Jalen Coleman, the running back that's kind of just
that's a good call. He helps
getting some of his snaps.
Yep.
So I'll pick him up moving forward next week. So I got no points from Juju Gray, no points from Darrell Farrar, who didn't play. Okay. Jacob Jenkins, 3.7.
Okay, that's not much.
Evan Dickens, 18.7.
Okay.
Corey Jones, 4. So I had 26.4.
All right, so I picked up 10.
So Joe picked up 10 points. So I'm at 275.3. Joe's at 245.3.
Down 30.
Down 30, 3 games to play. Very doable.
I got to pick up 10 a game.
Very doable.
Do I need to mess with my roster at all? Should I?
I don't know where you would go.
I'm trying to think of where I could go.
Offensively, there's just not a lot of options.
Yeah.
I don't know where you go.
I think I'm going to have to leave it.
Yeah. So there you go. 3 games left. Quickly now, bold predictions. I went 31-27 Liberty.
You know what we do? Sorry, but you know we didn't call their name. Did he do much?
Who's that?
Maybe the first half he did it. CJ Wazzell. What did
One tackle I remember early, and it was a pretty quiet. He wasn't really involved as much.
You didn't get a sack in the first half?
3 tackles.
No sacks?
No sacks. Just 3 tackles.
That surprises me.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
Brenton Williams got 1 or 2, maybe even 2. He may, 1. He was in there. Yeah. All right. Bowl predictions. Emily, her assistant sent me.
It's bold. It's a prediction.
Sent me her prediction. Let me pull that up. She's going 24-17 FIU.
She cracks me up.
It also
There's
said.
nobody who will
and
jump off the ship.
And Callie just threw up all over me. So that was part of it as well, which
Callie's currently
might
not
just
on
be
Super.
the perfect summary of
Yeah.
all of this that we've seen here lately.
Yeah, that's fair.
So she'll 24-17 FIU. You want to go, Joe, or you want me to
Go.
I was going to go 27-24 FIU.
Wow.
Here, by the way, FIU
What's
coming
their
off
record?
a win. Let me give you their actual full record here. They're coming off a win over Middle Tennessee. FIU is 2-3 in the conference, 4-5 overall. They won 56-30 at Middle Tennessee. Middle Tennessee is
terrible.
Awful. I'm not sure. There's probably going to be change there, I would have to think. Their backup quarterback played. Their starter, Kewan Jenkins, was out with a groin injury. Their backup, Joe Pazanski, threw for 4, ran for 1. First time that's ever been done at FIU. And so they won big. So they've got a little momentum as they head home. And I'm just looking at their home record. 2-2, whatever. It's Pitbull Stadium. Remember that?
Yeah.
So I'll go 27-24 FIU.
Flames win 30-20.
30-20 Liberty. So give you a chance, Joe, to maybe climb back into the old bowl prediction race if you're able to get that. Coming up this week, real quick, women's basketball on the road at JMU on Wednesday. They host Duke next Sunday. So if you want to come out to a women's basketball game, that would be a great one to come out to. Pack the place out as the Lady Flames host Duke. They also got a nice win over ECU earlier in the week as well on Friday afternoon. So they're 2-0 on the season.
Can I give a little shout out?
Yeah.
I got to give a shout out to head coach Jared Jauch at the Huntington Foresters.
I figured that was gonna,
Yeah, the Huntington
Joe's
Foresters.
son is getting it done.
Yeah, got his first head coaching job at Huntington, Indiana.
Yeah.
Huntington Foresters beat the number 19 team in the country, beat the number 12 team in the country, and are sitting at 4-1, I believe, right now.
Yeah.
So good
Attaboy.
job by the Foresters. They're fighters.
They're fighters.
They're fighters. But you know what I texted Jared? I said, you ain't arrived. Don't act
Don't
like
let him. Don't let him stick
guys are a
it
bunch
easy
of
like that.
hacks right now.
That's
Don't
good.
even
Keep him
try
humble,
it.
Joe. That's what he does with me as well.
Golly.
Anything else you want to tack on here, Joe? Joe?
Oh, I do want to tack one more
that?
now. Joe Jauch, we may have an issue with next week's podcast. And Joe Jauch is headed.
Oh, yeah.
The Jauch boys are
All the
going,
brothers.
all the brothers, Jeff, John, Jim, Joe, all 4 of us, and Hall of Fame head ball coach, the Silver Fox, Ray Jauch,
Yes.
at 87 years old, are all headed to Winnipeg, Manitoba for the 2025 CFL Grey Cup.
That's awesome.
We leave Friday, the game's on Sunday, and it is very controversial. Saskatchewan's playing Montreal. There was a review near the end of the game for Saskatchewan. The guy caught the ball. I don't think he caught it. But they called a touchdown, and Saskatchewan is in the Grey Cup against Montreal. And guess what?
What's that?
Joe Jauch played for both of those teams.
How about that?
So I got to figure out what jersey I want to wear.
Yeah.
So no, that I'm excited. That's going to be a fun trip going back to our roots. You know, there was a text group going last night with my brothers.
Yeah.
And they went to St. Paul's High School.
Okay.
Right in Winnipeg, Manitoba. That's where they played high school football. And somebody texted in our group, like created another group text in their group, and it was like, hey, and I was like 8 to 10 years old back then. Yeah. And they're like, hey, we want to give you guys, the boys, a tour of St. Paul's High School. And I'm like, I don't want to go to St. Paul's High School.
Yeah.
What do we want to tour a high school for?
Yeah.
Right? And they're all in on this tour of their old high school. Yeah. I'm like, what are we going to do? What, they put a new turf field in or something? Huh? We're going to go pick up the black pellets and rub them in our hands? Like, I want to hang out with all my buddies in Winnipeg and have a big time.
Yeah.
Right now, we're going to run Sunday before the game. We're touring some high school. Forget that.
No.
But they're all fired up about it, so I'll be
You'll be a good brother.
I told they'll take my dad to Tim Hortons.
I was going to say, this has been your CFL Minute presented by Tim Hortons.
Tim Hortons, to get a coffee and a donut with my dad.
A little Timbit. Yeah, that'd sound good.
But Monday, I don't know. Okay. I'm traveling Monday.
All right, we'll figure it out.
We'll get Emily to come.
Yeah, right. All right, Joe, appreciate it as always. Thank you to all of you that are listening. Again, I didn't mention it. I should have. if you want to be a part of the show, flamecentral@liberty.edu. You can send us all your questions, comments. I do have a mug to send out.
Send it out.
I was a little busy this past weekend.
You know, shout out to Matt Warner. Hard work. I mean, Matt Warner was dreading an overtime game, which
football, I think, on
could
overtime.
potentially.
It could have
he was
happened.
worried about that because he had to run over right after the ball game was over. Like, you barely even walked out of the stadium with your old buddy.
Yeah.
He was like, Joe, I'm out of here, and he was over at the arena there getting the basketball.
Could have been a tight call, but we got there in time. So yeah, fun weekend all around campus. So yes, if you know anyone that works in Liberty Athletics, say thank you for all the work they put in this past week. I think it was like 22 games in 10 days. It was insane. And so thanks to everybody that helped make all of that
Production crew for the football game. Yeah. Fantastic.
Absolutely.
They do a first-class job.
They do. All right, Joe, appreciate it as always. Thanks so much for watching Flame Central Podcast, presented by OrthoVirginia. In some form or fashion, we'll see you right back here next week.